Good morning, my darlings. Welcome back to another vlog. And apologies about the slight hiatus. I actually decided to take the whole weekend off. As you probably know, since lockdown started, at least here in the UK, which was Mother's Day, and I know that UK and US Mother's Day are different. I think ours was in March. Since then, I have been uploading every single day. I think I've maybe missed 1 or 2 uploads, despite the fact that we've moved house and I've had no Wi-Fi for half of that time, but I just needed a couple of days off and it was really lovely. You didn't miss out on anything. We literally just chilled out, but happy to be back to it today. And I've got quite a few updates for you. Well, firstly, you might be able to hear more of an echo than usual in the bathroom. And as you might be able to see, we are kind of halfway through decorating. So we've got a local decorator that's been coming since Boris made the announcement that people were allowed to come into the house for that kind of thing. And so a lot of the walls have been, or all of the walls in here have been prepped, but also the bathtub has been prepped. So we didn't like that it was this big black lump in the middle of the room. And the decorator said it's really, really easy to change the colour. So we've ordered some swatches, and as I think I mentioned in the last video where I showed you in here, we're potentially thinking of doing it a really natural, kind of earthy pink shade, which would be so nice. I think I may have actually said in that video that we were painting the bathroom floor pink. I accidentally said that. We are not painting the floor pink. Charlie and I love the materials and the history and the craftsmanship in this house, and we are being very sensitive to that, but we just want to add our personal touches here and there. So don't worry, no beautiful, I can't remember if these floorboards are oak or elm, I need to check, but don't worry, they are not going to be painted pink, as much as that would be lovely. Actually, I don't think it would. I don't think it would. No pink floors in this house. But anyway, today's going to be a gorgeous day. I think today might actually be the beginning of a little bit of a mini heat wave. So we're going to try and do a little bit more gardening and get the garden back to its optimal health. We actually, when we went on a walk yesterday, bumped into a local farmer who had been farming the field that I'm looking at now, that we think the crop spray came over and killed some of the plants. But he assured us that he hadn't actually used any pesticides. He'd just been like churning the field up and planting radishes, because apparently when you plant radishes, it really fertilizes the soil. I am learning so much about country life. So we'll see, maybe it was just frost after all, which so many of you recommended. I would like to think that he didn't spray anything nasty on the field, because then if he's growing stuff that we're then eating, what kind of chemicals are we putting in our body? Not a nice thought. Kind of on that note, as many of you know, I like to be as natural and as clean as possible with what I'm putting into my body, but also what I'm putting onto my body. I'm actually working with Caudalie quite a bit over the summer, which is so lovely. It's a brand that I have adored for maybe 4 or 5 years. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago that I first discovered Caudalie through their beautiful beauty elixir mist. I've been lucky enough to actually travel to France, to Bordeaux, which is the home of Caudalie. I'll link the vlog from that trip up on the screen here, because it was such an incredible trip. We learned so much about the brand, about their ethos, about how the founder, Mathilde, she really wants to be a leading brand when it comes to natural and clean skincare. And their products just work. They work so incredibly well. I've spoken at length about the sun cream before. I've spoken at length about so many of their products. But today I want to talk to you about the Vino Perfect range. So you may recognize this serum because I have spoken about it many times before. I have got clean skin right now. I have cleansed and I have toned. And I'm just going to pop this on now while we chat, because I don't know if it's just something in my head, but I like to give my skincare a few minutes between each layer. So I'm going to pop on maybe about a 5 piece. It's got a really lovely light fragrance, nothing harsh, nothing overly strong, and just a really lovely refreshing texture. As always, anything that I've got left on my hands, I like to rub it on the back of my hands, and that's actually especially important with this serum. It's obviously meant for your face, but I do like to use it on the back of my hands as well, because one of the reasons why this serum is so popular, and I know so many of you have tried this based on the fact that I rave about it so much, and you've let me know how it's been so incredible for you. The main thing that it's fantastic for is dark spots. Some people call them age spots, hyperpigmentation within the skin, and for me especially, that was around the lip area. Caudalie, please, I'm begging you, I would love you to bring a lip balm out of this serum. Please bring out a Vino Perfect lip balm. That would just be an absolute dream, because I know quite a lot of people actually suffer from, I think it's called melasma. I'll leave it on the screen if I've said that incorrectly, but it's basically like dark spots around the lips. That's where I personally suffer, or suffered from dark spots, but I also had a couple on my cheeks, and I have, especially with the gardening lately, started to see a couple. You can see there's one here on my hands as well, so that's why I like to put this serum on the back of my hands. There is actually a hand cream as part of this range, which I will be using later. But going back to the origins of the brand, so back many years ago, the girls that used to work on the vineyards in France, because the Source de Caudalie, which is the kind of home of Caudalie in Bordeaux, is on a vineyard, and the girls that used to work on the vineyards would put sap from the grapevines on their hands and on their skin to help stop and prevent dark spots. And over the years, Mathilde and the Caudalie team have developed a skincare range that is so effective at helping dark spots and pigmentation within the skin, and they've made it into the most lovely skincare range. I've been using this particular product since, I would say, March 2 years ago. Being a beauty blogger, very fortunately, we're sent a lot of products to try out, but this is the one serum that I saw such incredible results with, and I'm not just saying this because I'm working with Caudalie, that I just could not stop using it. It was maybe within 3 or 4 days that I would see a difference in my skin with this serum, and I think even now I'm remembering how quickly it works. As you might remember in my last vlog, I was saying that I've been suffering from quite bad skin around my jawline. I had lots of little spots, and before using this serum, when I had spots, my skin where the blemish had been would be red and angry, and it would almost scar the skin for maybe a month after the blemish had disappeared, which is obviously not what you want. But with this serum, the blemishes, I would say, went away 2 or 3 days ago, and the skin is almost back to normal. There is very little scarring left, and I think it's thanks to this serum. The next product that I'm going to put on is the Dark Spot Correcting Moisturizer. It looks like this. This is the newest part of the Vino Perfect range. Just like the serum, it focuses on dark spots, hyperpigmentation, and adding the most gorgeous radiance to the skin. So perhaps you don't have any dark spots, perhaps you don't have any hyperpigmentation, you're lucky enough not to have blemishes that might scar the skin for a little while afterwards. But who doesn't want their skin to be more radiant? You might often think of vitamin C as an ingredient to go to if you want to add radiance to your skin, but the ingredients within this are actually 62 times more powerful than vitamin C, and I do think sometimes you have to be a bit careful with vitamin C, whereas with this it's just so easy and pleasant to use. As with all of Caudalie, lovely and natural, clean ingredients, no parabens, no silicones, no SLS, no nasty chemicals, and yet it just works so well. If you live or work in a city, then this again is something which could really help your skin. It's got niacinamide, I hope I pronounced that right, better known as vitamin B3 in there, which is fantastic at helping the skin to build up its own barriers of protection. So it helps with obviously pollutants. Even here in the countryside, I'm potentially exposed to pollutants from farmers' crops, but especially if you live in the city, it really helps to even the skin complexion over time, and the whole range is just designed to boost the skin's radiance. There's also an essence in the collection. My goodness, something just fell down the fireplace. There's also an essence in the collection, which is a really lovely addition to the range, and just the most lovely texture and consistency. Instantly my skin just drinks it in, and I feel ready to apply my makeup. This is actually a Caudalie bestseller. I believe one is sold every 30 seconds, which is just crazy. And as I said, I know so many of you have already tried it and you absolutely love it. I will leave a link to this collection down below, and let me know in the comments if you've got any questions about this range or if it might be right for you, because I have been trialing it for quite some time, especially the serum. I've been using the moisturizer for about 2 months now, But the serum, as I said, over 2 years. But if you are looking for an updated skincare routine and you want something that's really going to brighten and add luminosity to the complexion, then I could not recommend this little dream team enough. I'll leave them linked down below. So what I'm going to do now is pop on a very nice natural makeup. I'm going to make myself a morning smoothie as per usual. Actually first, while this sinks in, because I do like to give my skin maybe 3 or 4 minutes with a moisturizer before I pop my makeup on, I'm just going to show you where we're currently at with the bathroom and bedroom setup. It probably doesn't actually look like too much has changed, but the bathtub is ready to be painted, and we are probably going to paint the feet of the bathtub gold. And the walls have been prepped in the same way that I showed you in the bedroom lately. You can see they really needed it, like this whole dark section here would have been exposed wood before. And again, we haven't quite decided what color we're going to go for. And even the dressing room, or future dressing room, has now been done. I think that is such a lovely windowsill. Look at this, how lucky are we to have such gorgeous views out of the windows in the morning. I'm sorry, but that field really does look like it's been obliterated. I cannot believe that that is just as a result of planting radishes. Really don't know. And the bedroom, I think you've already seen it in this state, but we are ready for the paint. So Crown Paint have got a little bit of a delay in their deliveries because of COVID. So we've just got to wait a little bit longer for the paint to be delivered, and then these rooms are going to be looking absolutely incredible.
I got some dollars in my pocket and I really want to spend them on you. Not the wealthiest, but all I make it all to spend it on you.
What delights do we have in this morning's juice?
Couple of oranges, couple of apples, a lot of beetroot, a lot of ginger, some celery and some carrots. It's healthy.
Holy guacamole!
It's hot. It's good for you.
I feel like a fire-breathing dragone.
But juice is good for me.
Juice is good for me. So I've just finished filming a what's new in my wardrobe video. It felt funny doing a kind of old school fashion video. It was of course the first fashion video that I filmed in this house. This is the room that I filmed it in. You guys probably will have seen it already, but now I need to completely empty this room because the decorator is here. He's currently treating some wooden beams or something like that, but he's going to start to prep this room for painting tomorrow. So I'm going to whiz all of this into the room next door, and then we're going to head out and take a few photos. Honestly cannot recommend the Waitrose peony and rose bouquets anymore. Whenever Charlie goes now, he brings home a bunch, which I'm so grateful for. They're just absolutely stunning, and the peonies always blossom so beautifully. You just need to remember to replace the water pretty much every day or every other day, and that will just help them stay so fresh. We've got another bunch down in the kitchen, which I'll show you in a few minutes. Something that Charlie is very proud of is this little log stacker. So we will probably eventually have an open fire here, but fireplaces are pretty expensive to install, so it's not something that we're going to be doing in the short term. So we thought we'd make this like our little log stacking area, and I think it looks really cozy. We need to make some plans for furniture in this area. I think it'd be nice to get a big sideboard on this wall here. Obviously it needs to be really kind of old-fashioned and antique because this is an original wattle and daub wall kind of setup. I'm going to take you outside now and give you a little bit of a gardening update. I was saying to Charlie we should do like an ASMR video of old house noises because there are so many little things in this house, even the light switches, where the noises are just so satisfying. But listen to this. Small things. I have a feeling Charlie might have picked this rose head to bring it into the house because that was really beautiful and blooming yesterday. While the roses that we planted last week, they haven't actually blossomed yet, but as you can see there's lots of little bud heads, so hopefully these will come out soon. The lavender is not looking too happy. I think the frost might have upset it a little bit. I might actually deadhead these so that some new shoots can grow. But then by contrast, this beautiful white rose over here is really starting to blossom, and it's even starting to come out of the framework. So this one I think will be the leader when it comes to going up and over the archway, and that will look absolutely stunning. Again, I'm just going to deadhead this lavender. It must be because this lavender is a little bit more exposed, because if I take you around the corner, the lavender in the tubs is doing pretty well. Hopefully this is going to all bush out. Something that Charlie has been busy doing was putting the citrus tree in a huge tub. We started to see the roots coming out, which means it was time to move into a bigger tub, and then he's popped this beautiful plant in its old tub. It's very handy actually because this is actually covering a drain in the garden. Under this tarpaulin, we have got some really beautiful oak wood for a few projects going on in the house, starting very soon. And then if we trot round to the duck pond, you can see that Charlie has started to put some of the stone on the edge of the duck pond here. We've realised that there's a building site down one of the lanes nearby, and they actually have loads of Cotswold stone, which looks like it's left over. So I think we're going to walk down there and ask the builders if they mind us taking some off their hands. That would be absolutely amazing to reuse some. And then the patio area is looking so lovely. We had our gardener come and put some wires on the walls so that this can grow up. We decided it wasn't a honeysuckle, but something very similar. And that's going to look absolutely gorgeous. And then we've got an azalea in the pot down here. Can't remember what this is, but it looks like it's going to be blooming soon. You've seen these pots before. The peony bush is looking really good. In about a week, I should think that's going to be blooming. This hydrangea is the only one that actually survived the frost, but it is going to be absolutely stunning. There are so many blooms coming on this one. And this one here, a few of them are looking a little bit sad. Again, I might deadhead that one, but hopefully the rest will blossom. And this hydrangea, I think we purchased this one already in bloom, so kind of cheating a little bit with that one. The herb garden is looking very bountiful at the moment. You can see they've really started to spread and naturally kind of pollinate themselves, especially the mint, as you would expect. I've actually just had a cup of mint tea, and this mint is honestly so delicious for mint teas. This little area is really starting to come into bloom as well. You can see the peonies all really starting to come out. This bush is going to be absolutely stunning. Some of the roses are coming out as well, and I think that's a peony over there. Really interesting. When it was a bit sunnier earlier, they were open and there was a really vivid yellow flower inside, but now the sun's gone behind a cloud, they've all closed up again. So that's a little garden update for you. It's actually suddenly just gone so chilly. The sun has gone behind a cloud. So I think I'm going to do something useful this afternoon and have a little bit of a spring clean in the house. It is possibly a little bit tragic, but since we moved house, I actually have been really enjoying cleaning, which is quite a relief given the fact that you basically have to kind of constantly clean a house this big. I definitely think we could do with the help of a cleaner, but for now I'm actually really enjoying it, especially with the Dyson, and just showing love to the house. So because the other bathroom in the master bedroom is currently being decorated, we're using this one, which I have shown you before, which comes off the bedroom that Charlie and I are currently sleeping in. So I'm mostly going to be using Method products. Like I was saying earlier about my skincare, we don't like to use too many chemicals in any aspect of life, and that includes cleaning products. Method, I'm pretty sure, is plant-based, or at least made with naturally derived ingredients. It's not as harsh as so many of the bleaches and products you can normally get to clean your home. So for everyday cleaning, we like to use Method. This is their bathroom spray. We also have the anti-bac spray, which is really useful for lots of different surfaces, and then we've also got the daily shower cleaner. It's useful to leave this inside the shower, and then when you're finished, just give it a quick mist. I think the bottles are all 100% recycled as well. Yeah, it says all with plant-based power green technology. So I'm gonna have a whiz around the bathroom so that it's sparkling clean for the next week or so. What is Chef Iron's cooking?
Aubergine Thai curry.
Oh my goodness. Like a Thai green chicken curry, but with aubergine.
It's actually a Thai red curry paste that I've used. I've cheated a bit. I used a red paste. We've got chickpeas in there. I'm using stuff up. So I looked up an aubergine curry recipe and then I've adapted it a bit. So we've got ginger in there, chickpeas, cashew nuts, almond butter, coconut milk, coconut cream.
Nice.
We had a lot of aubergines, as you can tell. And then hopefully it will be nice. It's always tricky making sure this isn't too bland. There's lots of garlic, ginger.
Have you already got chickpeas in there?
Yeah. We could have done with some like lemongrass. It's always good to have, but
we need to grow some in the herb garden then.
I don't know if you can grow lemongrass in the UK. I don't know. You might be able to. I've never looked into it.
Yummy. Smells good. And these two are absolutely exhausted for no reason whatsoever, and yet we're absolutely shattered.
They really have done nothing.
You've done absolutely nothing other than growl at every single person you've come across.
Oh no, with your words on repeat, I will break like a twig right under